They said I was ready. I didn't know what that meant until it was too late. My name is Nora, and in my family there was one word that meant everything: ready. Nobody ever said it at school. Nobody ever said it at the grocery store. Nobody ever said it at church picnics or neighborhood barbecues. They saved it. They whispered it in kitchens. They traded it between aunties in hallways. They carried it like a key. Behind closed doors, that word was a countdown. When I was little, I saw my parents were just strict. Rules about clothes, rules about friends, rules about who I could talk to, rules about who I could look at. My dad used to say, respect is a protection. My mom used to say, people talk, we do not give them stories. At school, I looked normal. Good grades, quiet, helpful. The girl teachers loved because I never caused trouble. But at home, I learned how to move like air. Soft steps, small voice, no questions. Because behind closed doors, questions were seen as disrespect. The first time I realized something was wrong, I was 11. I walked into the kitchen for water. The lights were off, only the stove clock glowed green. My mom and my aunt were talking in that low voice they used when they thought children were asleep. My aunt said, "Not yet." My mom said, "Soon." My aunt laughed like it was good news. Then my mom said, "We will know when it happens." I stood in the hallway, holding my breath. I did not understand the words, but I understood the feeling. It was the feeling of being discussed like a plan. The next day at school, I watched girls in the cafeteria. They ate fries, they traded cookies, they complained about homework. They did not look like they were waiting for anything. I was. I just did not know what. That weekend, my dad invited people over. Not neighbors, not friends, family, men I had never met. They sat in our living room and talked loudly. My dad laughed harder than usual. My mom served tea with both hands, like the cup was sacred. I carried plates in and out. One of the men looked at me too long. My skin went cold. My mom noticed. She touched my shoulder, gentle but firm. "Eyes down," she whispered. I did it. I looked at the carpet. I watched the patterns like they could save me. Later, when everyone was gone, I asked my mom, who were they? She smiled too quickly. Good people. Why did they look at me like that? Her smile stayed. Because you're growing up. I said, I do not want to. She brushed my hair back. Her fingers trembled, just a little. You do not get to choose the timing, she said. I stared at her. What timing? She held my face in her hands and said the line I would never forget. Behind closed doors, we do not question what keeps us safe. That night I lay in bed and listened to the house. The refrigerator hum, the pipes clicking, my father's footsteps in the hallway. And underneath all of it, a quiet truth formed in my chest. They were not raising me to live, they were raising me to be handed over, and I did not know how to stop it. Not yet, but I started watching everything. When I was young, my cousin Samira was suddenly described as ready. That was the first time that word landed on me like a slap. It happened during a family gathering. The women were in the kitchen. The men were in the living room. I was carrying a tray of glasses when I heard my aunt say it. She's ready. The room filled with a strange kind of excitement. Like someone had announced an engagement. Like something important had just been decided. Samira sat on the couch in a long dress that seemed too big for her. She wasn't smiling. Her eyes looked far away, like she had already left the room in her mind. I sat beside her and whispered, "Are you okay?" She didn't look at me. Very quietly she said, "Don't ever let them leave you alone." I frowned. "What do you mean?" Her fingers tightened around her wrist. "Just don't ever be alone," she repeated. A woman called her name sharply. "Samira." She stood up. Her legs trembled slightly. A man stepped forward to greet my uncle. He wasn't elderly, but he was clearly much older than her. They shook hands. The women smiled politely, as if something had been agreed upon. Then he looked at Samira in a way that made my stomach twist. Later I pulled my mom aside and whispered, "How old is he?" My mom's eyes flashed. "That's not something you need to worry about." I hesitated, but Samira is still so young. My mom's voice turned flat. "Enough." I tried again, more quietly. "Is this okay?" Her jaw tightened. "Don't bring the outside world into our home," she said. Then she leaned closer and lowered her voice. "Behind closed doors, we handle our own." That night I heard Samira in the bathroom. Not loud crying, not dramatic, just the quiet kind that sounds like someone trying very hard not to be heard. Just the quiet kind that sounds like someone trying very hard not to be heard. The kind of crying you do when you do not want anyone to hear. The kind of crying that sounds like choking. I stood outside the door, frozen. My dad walked past me. He did not stop. He did not ask why I was there. He only said, "Go to bed." The next day, Samira was gone. They told everyone she was visiting relatives. But I heard my aunt say her husband wanted her right away. Husband. That word did not belong anywhere near the word 12. Something changed in me after Samira disappeared. I stopped eating sweets. I started running in the evenings. I drank water like I could wash time out of my body. I told myself it was for health. I told my teachers I was training. My dad liked it. "Discipline," he said proudly. My mom bought me face creams and hair oils. "Take care of yourself," she said. I asked, "Why?" She answered without blinking, "So you will be presentable." Presentable, like a house, like a car, like something that could be inspected. One night I stood in the mirror and looked at my face. I looked normal, a kid. But behind closed doors I could feel the future waiting. It was not a mystery anymore. It was a schedule, and everyone knew it. Everyone except me. I did not know the date. I only knew it was coming. And I knew if I did nothing, I would become Samira. A story they told with soft voices. A girl who disappeared. A girl who became handled. So I started collecting information. Not because I was brave, because fear makes you creative, and I needed a plan, even if I did not know what it was yet. Her name was Miss Parker, a school counselor. I used to avoid her office like it was trouble. At home, adults in offices were dangerous. Adults with forms, adults with questions. But Miss Parker was different. She watched people, not like a teacher watching behavior, like a person watching pain. One day she stopped me in the hallway. "Nora." I froze. I forced a smile, the smile my mom trained into me. "Yes?" Miss Parker looked at my wrist. I did not even realize my sleeve had slid back. Old marks, thin lines, not fresh, but visible. "You have a minute?" she asked. I said, "I have class." She nodded. "Before first period tomorrow. My door will be open." Her voice was soft, but it was not a suggestion. The next morning I came. Her office smelled like coffee and paper. There were posters on the wall. "You are not alone. Your safety matters. Tell someone." The words felt fake, like movie lines. I sat on the edge of a chair. Miss Parker did not start with a lecture. She started with one sentence. Are you safe at home? My throat went dry. Safe. That word did not exist in my house. We had controlled. We had quiet. We had obedient. Safe was not something we talked about. I said, yes. Miss Parker waited. Silence filled the room. I felt my pulse in my ears. She did not rush. She did not threaten. She just waited like she had all day. Finally, I whispered, I do not know. Her eyes softened. Okay, she said. That is an honest answer. I stared at the carpet. She slid a paper across the desk. Not a form, not a report. A list. Hotlines. Shelters. Legal aid. Child protection. I looked at it like it was illegal. Why are you giving me this? I asked. Mrs. Parker leaned forward. Because sometimes families call harms tradition. And sometimes people hide crimes behind culture. And sometimes it all happens in the same place. Then she said the words that made my lungs stop. Has anyone talked about marrying you off? My face went hot. I tried to play dumb. I tried to protect myself. I do not know what you mean. Miss Parker nodded slowly. Listen, she said. I do not need your whole story today. I need a signal. If you are in danger, I need you to tell me in a way I can act on. My hands trembled in my lap. What do I say? I asked. She spoke clearly. Say I am being forced into marriage. Say I am under 18. Say I am afraid to go home. Those words matter. I swallowed. And if I say that, what happens? Miss Parker did not promise magic. She did not promise a happy ending. She said, then we take steps. Then we document. Then we protect you as best we can. I stared at the list. I did not take it at first. I was afraid my fingers would burn. Miss Parker tapped the paper lightly. Keep it where nobody will find it, she said. Behind closed doors, my family had rules. Outside those doors, the world had laws. I did not know which would win, but for the first time I had something new. Not courage, language. And in my life, language was a weapon. I took the list. I folded it small. I slipped it into my notebook under math homework. At home, I went to the bathroom, locked the door, and read it again and again. I practiced the phrases silently in the mirror. I am being forced into marriage. I am under 18. I am afraid to go home. The words felt dangerous. The words also felt like air, like a crack in a wall. I did not know it yet, but the words were going to save me, or get me killed. And the countdown kept moving, quietly, relentlessly. Part 4. The garage lessons. The worst part is how alone you feel, even when your house is full, even when your family is loud, even when everyone is watching you. Behind closed doors, loneliness is a tool. It keeps you obedient. It keeps you small. Then I saw my younger cousins, girls who were still laughing, girls who still thought school dances mattered, girls who still argued over lip gloss and sneakers. And I recognized the pattern starting to circle them, the way aunties studied their faces, the way uncles asked odd questions, the way parents stopped letting them stay after school. So I did something reckless. I started a girls' group. I told the adults it was for learning woman skills, cooking, cleaning, proper manners. They loved that idea. They loved anything that looked like training. They let us meet in my uncle's garage because it was considered safe, private, hidden, perfect. It was also the only place I could talk without being overheard. 6 girls came at first. We sat on old blankets between boxes and broken furniture. I looked at them and felt sick, because I knew what I was about to do. I was about to teach them how to survive our own families. I opened a notebook. I wrote a phone number. I said, if you ever feel like you are trapped, you need words. Not feelings, words. One girl, Lina, raised her hand. She was small, quiet, the kind of kid adults forget in a room. What words? She whispered. I swallowed hard. The exact words that make adults outside our house listen. They leaned in. I spoke softly. If someone says you will marry soon, you tell a teacher. You say I am being forced into marriage. You say I am under 18. You say I am afraid to go home. A girl named Farida blinked fast. But my mom will say I am lying. I nodded. She will. That is why you need details. What names? Dates. What was said? Who heard it? Lina whispered, what if they take us away? I looked at her. Better taken than traded, I said. The words tasted bitter. The girls went quiet. I could hear someone mowing a lawn outside. A normal sound. A normal life. Inside the garage we were talking about escape plans. Behind closed doors our childhoods were already negotiable. So I gave them more than words. I gave them small papers with numbers written like homework answers. I taught them how to hide the papers inside notebook covers. I taught them how to delete call logs. I taught them how to remember addresses. It felt insane. It also felt like the only thing I could do. At home, my mom started watching me more closely. She asked, why do you stay after school? She asked, why are you always writing? She asked, why are you so thin? I kept my face calm. Homework, I said. One night she brushed my hair and said, you need to eat. You need strength. Strength. That word should have meant sports. It should have meant health. Behind closed doors, strength meant something else. It meant endurance. It meant compliance. It meant being able to survive what was coming, without breaking in public. Then my body betrayed me. It happened on a Tuesday morning. I stood in the bathroom and saw blood. Not a lot, just enough. Enough to make the countdown real. My hand shook so hard I dropped my toothbrush. I stared at myself in the mirror. I did not look different. But behind closed doors, everything had changed. When my mom saw the stain in my underwear, her face lit up, not with concern, with relief, with pride, with celebration. She hugged me and whispered, "Thank God." Then she walked into the kitchen and called out, "She's ready." I felt the room tilt. I gripped the sink. I knew what would happen next, and I knew I was out of time. That evening, my dad came home early. He sat at the table like a judge. "Tomorrow," he said, "we'll have guests." I forced my voice steady. "Who?" He did not answer the question. He only said, "Wear the blue dress." My mom smiled like this was a gift. I looked down at my hands and realized something simple. That if I stayed, they would decide my life. If I ran, they would hunt me. Either way, I was about to lose something. The only choice left was what I would lose, and what I could save. The next morning, the house smelled like cooking. Spices, tea, warm bread. It felt like a holiday. It was not. It was preparation. My mom placed a dress on my bed. Light fabric, pretty embroidery. She touched my cheek and said, "You will be grateful later." I stared at the dress like it was a trap. "Who is he?" I asked. My mom's smile did not move. "You do not need to know everything," she said, "only how to behave." "How old is he?" Her eyes flickered. "It does not matter." It mattered. It mattered so much I could feel my heartbeat in my throat. My dad walked past my door and said, "Stop asking." Then he added, calm and sharp, "Do not embarrass us." Behind closed doors, embarrassment was treated like violence. What I didn't know yet was that Miss Parker hadn't waited. After our last meeting, she documented everything: dates, exact phrases, my age, the urgency. When I didn't show up for first period that morning, she marked it as a red flag. She called it what it was: imminent risk. In her report, she used the words she warned me about: minor, coercion, forced marriage, immediate concern. That combination triggers action. It does not wait for next week. It does not wait for proof beyond reason. It sends someone to the door. Around noon, I heard cars outside, men's voices, laughter. My stomach clenched. I walked to the top of the stairs and peeked down. I saw people I did not recognize. I saw envelopes. I saw a man in a suit talking to my father. I saw my mother standing behind them, hands folded, eyes bright. Then someone knocked on the front door again. A different knock, firm, official. My dad opened it, still smiling. A woman's voice said, "Child Protective Services." Two uniformed officers stood just behind her at the doorway. Not close enough to touch anyone. Close enough to make it clear this was not a social visit. My lungs stopped. For a moment, the house froze. Then my father's mask clicked into place. He laughed softly, like this was silly. "There must be a mistake," he said. One of the officers shifted his weight. A small movement, a quiet warning. The woman answered, "We received a report. We need to see the minors in the home. We need to speak with them privately." Privately. That word hit my father like an insult. "There is a gathering," he said. "The girls are busy." The woman did not move. "It will take a few minutes," she said. My father's smile tightened. Behind closed doors, it was the law. At the front door, he was just a man. The caseworker came inside. So did the man with the folder. They looked around. The food, the guests, the women lined up politely. Everyone performed. Everyone acted normal. The caseworker's eyes landed on me. "Nora?" she asked. I stepped forward. My mom's hand touched my back. A warning, a reminder. "I need to speak with you alone," the caseworker said. My mom answered quickly, "Of course, I can stay with her." The caseworker shook her head. "Alone?" My dad's voice went sweet, too sweet. "She's shy," he said. "She will not speak." The caseworker looked straight at him. "She will speak," she said, "or we will take the next step." There was a line in her voice, a boundary. My father hated boundaries. They took me into a small room and closed the door. The air felt thin. The caseworker sat across from me and asked one question. "Are you being forced into marriage?" My lips trembled. I looked at the door. I could imagine my father on the other side, listening, deciding, planning. Then I remembered Miss Parker. I remembered the words. "Yes," I forced out. The caseworker's face stayed calm, but her eyes sharpened. "How old are you?" 15. "Is it happening soon?" "Today," I whispered. The man with the folder asked, "Have you been threatened?" I nodded. "Have you been hurt?" I rolled my sleeve up. Old marks, new marks, a pattern. The caseworker took a breath. "Thank you," she said. "You did the right thing." I almost laughed, because behind closed doors, the right thing was the thing that got you punished. They left the room. I heard voices rise in the hallway. My father talking fast. My mother crying. Aunts murmuring. Then the house went quiet. That quiet was worse than yelling. I knew what my father would do. He would not wait for paperwork. He would not wait for a court. He would act. That night, he came into my room with my mother behind him. No yelling, no drama. My mother held a small bottle. "You need to calm down," my father said. "This will help," my mom added. I stared at the pills. My father's voice stayed steady. "Take it." I understood. If I could not speak tomorrow, I could not repeat my story. If I could not stand, I could not resist. If I looked confused, they could call me unstable. Behind closed doors, they could make me disappear without leaving the house. I forced my face blank. "Okay," I said. I put the pill in my mouth. Pretended to swallow. I did not. I hid it under my tongue. My father watched. "Open?" I did. He saw nothing. "Good girl," he said. They left. My door clicked shut. I sat on the bed, shaking. Well, that was the moment I understood something clearly. There would be no protection here. No pause. No waiting. If I stayed until morning, I would not leave on my own terms. So I packed. Quietly. Quickly. The small bag. The cash. The hotline list. The flash drive. And I waited for the house to sleep, because the next move would decide whether I lived or disappeared. I ran through backyards. I jumped low fences. I cast through hedges. Cold dirt stuck to my feet. My nightgown clung to my skin. I kept imagining hands grabbing me from the dark. I kept imagining my dad's voice, calm, certain. I did not have a destination. I had one goal. A door that was not theirs. A door that belonged to someone outside the system. I thought of the older woman on our street. Mrs. Gray. She lived alone. She never came to our gatherings. She smiled politely at everyone. But she never stayed long. She was invisible to my family. That made her safe. I reached her porch and knocked. Soft at first, then harder. My hands were shaking so much I could barely aim. The door opened a crack. A chain held it. Mrs. Gray's face appeared. Her eyes widened when she saw me. She did not ask for explanations. She asked one thing. "Are you running from someone?" I nodded. She looked down at my feet, at the blood, at the mud. She unhooked the chain. "Come in," she said. The warmth inside her house felt unreal. It smelled like soap and old books. She guided me to a chair like I might fall apart. Then she brought a towel and wrapped it around my shoulders. I started shaking harder, not from cold, from the moment, from the fact that I was inside the safe home for the first time. Mrs. Gray sat across from me. She did not flood me with questions. She said, "Tell me the shortest version." So I did. "They are forcing me to marry," I whispered. "I am 15. They tried to drug me. They will come." Mrs. Gray's mouth tightened. She stood up and picked up her phone. "I am calling the police," she said. I panicked. "No," I whispered. "They will be angry." Mrs. Gray looked at me like I was a child who thought fire could be reasoned with. "They are already angry," she said. "Now they can be angry at the law." She called 911. She spoke clearly. "There is a minor in my home. She says she is being forced into marriage. She says her family threatened her. She needs protection." Hearing my situation described like that made it real. Police arrived quickly. One officer crouched in front of me. "Hi," he said. "I'm Officer Reyes." "What is your name?" Nora." "Are you hurt?" "My feet," I whispered. He nodded and spoke into his radio. Paramedics came. They cleaned my feet. They removed tiny bits of glass. I clenched my teeth to avoid making noise. Behind closed doors, we were taught not to show pain. In the ER, a social worker came. Her name was Dana. She spoke gently, but she did not sound uncertain. "Nora," she said, "I need you to tell me something clearly. Are you being forced into marriage?" "Yes." "How old are you?" 15. "Is it planned soon?" "Today," I said. It was today. Dana's eyes hardened. "Okay," she said. "We are taking this seriously." Then my father arrived. Of course he did. He came in a suit, perfect posture, calm eyes, a gentle voice. He walked to the front desk and said, loud enough for people to hear, "My daughter is unstable." She ran away. "She has anxiety. She is off her medication. We are terrified." I watched him from down the hall. I watched nurses turn. I watched people absorb the story he wanted them to absorb. He was good at this. He was good at making himself look like safety. Behind closed doors, he was danger. Dana stepped in front of him. "Sir," she said, "you cannot see her right now." My father smiled. A patient smile. "She is my child." Dana did not blink. "She is also a minor reporting coercion and threats. You need to step back." My father's eyes flashed, just for a moment. Then he softened again. "This is a cultural misunderstanding," he said. "You do not understand our family." Dana answered, calm and firm. "I understand the law," she said. He tried again. "She is confused. She lies. She is dramatic." My stomach dropped. It was the oldest trick. If the girl speaks, call her crazy. Later, Dana came into my room. She closed the door. "Nora," she said, "do you have anything to support what you told us?" I reached into my bag and pulled out the flash drive. Dana did not plug it in herself. She handed it to a hospital administrator. He labeled it, date, time, my name. They documented how it was received, from whom, and where it would be stored. Chain of custody. Nobody touched it casually. Nobody treated it like gossip. It became evidence the moment it changed hands. They played the recording on a secure system. My father's voice filled the room. "She is 15, but nobody will interfere. It is handled." Dana stopped the audio. She looked at me. Then she said, "Thank you for bringing this." After that, a nurse came in with a camera. She asked permission before lifting my sleeve, before checking my bag. Every mark was photographed, size, color, location. Not with judgment, with precision. They didn't ask me to prove pain. They recorded facts. While they documented everything, I heard a name more than once. Rashid Karim. It came up in low voices, in questions asked twice, in the way Dana's pen paused before writing it down. Later in the hallway, I heard her say, "We've seen this name before." At the time, I didn't understand why that mattered. I only knew the air around it felt heavier. Behind closed doors, pain was dismissed. In that room, it was documented. Dana returned and said the sentence that changed everything. "We are filing for emergency protection." The next day, there was a hearing. A short one at first. A judge, a lawyer, Dana, me. My court-appointed lawyer was named Jordan Lewis. He was young, sharp, and tired, in a way that meant he had seen too much. "They will try to make you look unreliable," he said, "so you stay simple. Facts, dates, names." I nodded. Then Jordan asked, "Do you have a safe place to go?" I almost laughed. Safe place, I had never had one. Dana said, "We have a placement. A safe home, temporary, protected." When I arrived, the woman who opened the door looked like she could break a wall with her stare. Her name was Linda. Former police. Hard rules. Real locks. "You are safe here," she said, "but you must understand. They will try to get you back." I swallowed. "How?" Linda pointed to the cameras. They will plead. They will threaten. They will send people. They will show up smiling. Behind closed doors, they controlled you with fear. Out here, they would try to control me with shame. And I was about to learn something. Escape is not a moment. Escape is a war, and the war was just starting. The full hearing happened a week later. Long enough for my family to prepare. Long enough to build a story. Long enough to recruit witnesses who would swear I was confused. The courthouse smelled like old carpet and burnt coffee. My palms were wet. Jordan leaned in and whispered, "Look at me when you panic. Do not look at them." Then the doors opened, and my family walked in like they were arriving at a celebration. My father wore his best suit. My mother wore a pale dress that made her look delicate. My aunt sat behind them, eyes already glossy with practiced emotion. Men from the community filled the back row. They stared at me like I was the problem. My stomach twisted. Behind closed doors, they controlled the narrative. Here, in public, they were trying to own it. The attorney spoke first. He smiled a lot. He used clean words, soft words, words that sound harmless until you realize what they cover. Misunderstanding, culture, tradition, family values. "Nora is impressionable," he said. "She has anxiety. She is being influenced by outsiders. She misunderstood a family conversation." Then my father took the stand. He did not look angry. He looked wounded. "I love my daughter," he said. "I would do anything for her. She is in a phase. She believes things that are not real." He turned toward me and softened his eyes. It was the same expression he used at barbecues, the same smile that made neighbors say, "Your dad is so kind." Behind closed doors, that smile was how he tightened the leash without anyone seeing it. Then my mother spoke. She cried on cue. Her voice shook in all the right places. "She is our baby," she said. "She ran away in the night. We were terrified. We only wanted to guide her. Guide, like I was a car, like I was an object, like I was not a person. When it was my turn, my legs felt like water." Jordan stood beside me. He did not rush me. "Nora," he said gently, "how old are you?" 15. "Did your family plan a marriage for you?" "Yes." "Did you consent?" "No." "Did you feel safe in that home?" "No." The attorney cross-examined me next. His voice was soft, almost kind, like he was trying to help me remember. "Now, Nora," he said, "why did you never report this before? Why did you go to school every day? Why did teachers not notice? Why did you wait until now?" I swallowed, because the answer was ugly, because the answer was the whole point. That's because I thought it was normal, I said. Because they told me it was love. Because it happened behind closed doors. The courtroom went quiet. He tried again. "Do you have proof?" Jordan stood. "Yes," he said. His voice stayed calm. The recording was submitted through the hospital. It was received, labeled, and preserved. Chain of custody was maintained. Yeah, the judge nodded once. Jordan handed the recording to the court. My father's voice came out of the small speakers. "She is 15, but nobody will interfere. It is handled." I watched my father's face. His mask did not crack. But something in the room changed. The judge's expression went colder. Not dramatic, not emotional, precise. My father sat straighter, barely. As the lawyer spoke, I noticed quiet movement near the back of the courtroom. A woman in scrubs, standing by the wall, not with my family, not with the observers. She wasn't looking at me, she was looking at him. When my father said the name Rashid Karim, I saw her jaw tighten, like the sound had weight, like it wasn't new to her. Then the judge looked up. "Is someone attempting to address the court?" she asked. The woman raised her hand. "Yes, Your Honor," she said. "I am requesting permission to speak." The judge paused. "Name?" the judge asked. The woman took one step forward. "My name is Aisha Karim," she said, "and I was the first wife of Rashid Karim." My blood turned to ice. Rashid, the man my mother refused to describe, the man my father called respectable. Aisha looked at me once, not with pity, with recognition. Then she faced the judge again. "I was married at 16, she said. "I was told it was honor. I was told I would be protected. I was harmed." She opened her folder. Medical records, police reports, a restraining order application that was never processed. "I disappeared before I could finish it," she said. Her voice didn't shake. "They told people I died," she said, "because a living witness is a problem." A murmur moved through the courtroom. My mother stopped crying mid-breath. My father's face lost color. Their attorney jumped up. "Objection!" The judge lifted a hand. "Sit down," she said. Then to Aisha, "Continue." Aisha did not look at my family. She looked at the judge. "I am here because I heard they were trying again," she said, "with another girl. A younger girl. That was me. I felt sick. I felt furious. And under all of it, I felt something else. Power. Because the court was no longer listening to a private family dispute. They were hearing a big pattern. The judge turned to my father. "Do you still want to tell me this is a misunderstanding?" she asked. My father opened his mouth. No sound came out. For the first time in my life, he looked like a man without control. The judge ruled in my favor. Emergency protective orders. No contact orders. A formal investigation opened. My father stood up too quickly, like he might lunge forward. Security shifted closer. Jordan guided me out a side door. In the hallway, my mother's voice echoed behind me. "Nora!" she cried. "Please." Her voice sounded real. It almost broke me. Then my father's voice cut through it. Low, sharp. "She will come back," he said. "She will come back." And I realized something. The court could grant papers. The court could grant orders. But behind closed doors, my family believed they owned me. And ownership does not end politely. It ends violently. That night, Linda checked every lock twice. Then she looked at me and said, "Now comes the part where they try to punish you for escaping." "How?" I whispered. "By making you feel guilty," she said. "By making you feel alone. By making you afraid to live." I stared at the ceiling in my new bed. And I understood. Winning in court was not the end. It was the moment the hunt began. "They told people I died," she said, "because a living witness is a problem." A murmur moved through the courtroom. My mother stopped crying mid-breath. My father's face lost color. Their attorney jumped up. "Objection!" The judge lifted a hand. "Sit down," she said. Then to Aisha, "Continue." Aisha did not look at my family. She looked at the judge. "I am here because I heard they were trying again," she said, "with another girl. A younger girl. That was me. I felt sick. I felt furious. And under all of it, I felt something else. Power. Because the court was no longer listening to a private family dispute. They were hearing a big pattern. The judge turned to my father. "Do you still want to tell me this is a misunderstanding?" she asked. My father opened his mouth. No sound came out. For the first time in my life, he looked like a man without control. The judge ruled in my favor. Emergency protective orders. No contact orders. A formal investigation opened. My father stood up too quickly, like he might lunge forward. Security shifted closer. Jordan guided me out a side door. In the hallway, my mother's voice echoed behind me. "Nora!" she cried. "Please." Her voice sounded real. It almost broke me. Then my father's voice cut through it. Low, sharp. "She will come back," he said. "She will come back." And I realized something. The court could grant papers. The court could grant orders. But behind closed doors, my family believed they owned me. And ownership does not end politely. It ends violently. That night, Linda checked every lock twice. Then she looked at me and said, "Now comes the part where they try to punish you for escaping." "How?" I whispered. "By making you feel guilty," she said. "By making you feel alone. By making you afraid to live." I stared at the ceiling in my new bed, and I understood. Winning in court was not the end. It was the moment the hunt began. The first gift showed up 2 days later. Flowers on Linda's porch, a note in careful handwriting. "We love you. Come home. Mom." Linda took a picture and tossed them in the trash. "Document everything," she said. The next day, a woman from the community stood at the gate. She smiled at the camera like we were friends. "Nora, sweetheart," she said, "your mother is sick with worry. Come talk." "No one is angry." Linda watched the screen unimpressed. "No one is angry," she repeated. Then she said, "That is how you know they are." Messages started coming from unknown numbers. "You are breaking your mother's heart. You are ruining the family. You will regret this. We can fix it quietly, behind closed doors." They kept using that idea. Quietly, privately. Like privacy was protection. Like silence was mercy. A week later, an envelope arrived with no return address. Inside was a photo. My bedroom at home. My empty bed. Under it, a sentence. "This is where you belong." My hands shook so hard I dropped it. Linda picked it up with gloves. She looked at me. "Threat," she said. Then she said something that surprised me. "They are not just trying to scare you. They are trying to pull you back into the reality, where they make the rules." I whispered, "What if they find me?" Linda pointed at the cameras again. "Let them try," she said. "Now it is not just you." Still the fear did not leave. I started jumping at every sound. A car door outside made my heart slump. A knock on a neighbor's house made my stomach twist. One night I woke up and did not know where I was. Then I remembered. I was free, and freedom felt like danger because I was not used to it. Jordan checked in often. He said, "They may send mediators. They may file motions. They may try to claim you are unstable." My father tried exactly that. He filed a request for family reunification. He claimed I needed treatment. He claimed I was delusional. Jordan laughed when he read it. "He is predictable," he said. "Keep your records. Keep your facts." Then Miss Parker called me. Her voice sounded proud and exhausted. "I heard," she said. "I am glad you got out." I swallowed. "I do not feel glad," I admitted. "I feel haunted." Miss Parker was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Nora, listen to me. They rely on silence. Every time someone speaks, their power shrinks." That night I got a call from an unknown number. I almost ignored it. Something in me answered anyway. A whisper. "Nora." My throat tightened. "Who is this?" A girl's voice, very young. "I found your number," she whispered, "in Lena's notebook. She said you helped." My heart slammed. Lena, my garage group, My hidden papers. They survived. I said, "Are you safe right now?" "No," she whispered. I closed my eyes. "What is happening?" She swallowed hard. "They are talking about a wedding." "I am 14. They said it will be soon." 14. My hands went cold. Then the girl said, "I do not know what to do." I heard myself speak like Dana, like Miss Parker, like someone who knew the steps. "Listen," I said, "you need words. You need the exact words. Do you have a teacher you trust?" "Yes," she whispered. "Tomorrow," I said, "you tell them this. I am being forced into marriage. I am under 18. I am afraid to go home. Say it clearly." She started crying. "They will kill me," she whispered. I swallowed pain. "They will threaten," I said. "They will pressure. But you are not alone. Do you understand me? You are not alone," she sniffed. "Okay," she whispered. "Okay." After the call, I sat on the floor for a long time. Linda saw me and did not ask questions. She only said, "Another girl?" I nodded. Linda exhaled slowly. "Then we built something," she said. "That is how it started. Not with a non-profit, not with a big announcement, with phone calls, with lists, with small packets of information slipped into school notebooks. Miss Parker connected me to an advocate group. Jordan connected us to legal aid. Dana connected us to shelters. Aisha offered to speak it to judges and cast workers. One by one, doors opened, not wide at first. Cracks. Enough for air. Enough for a hand to fit through. We called it the door list. Because behind closed doors is where the harm lived, so we made doors that let out. Months later, I got a text from the girl who called me first. It was only one sentence. I said the words. They believed me. I stared at the screen until my vision blurred. Then I cried. Not quiet crying, not bathroom crying, real crying. The kind when you finally understand that you might live. Sometimes people ask me if I miss my family. I miss the idea of them. I miss who I wanted them to be. But I do not miss the system. I do not miss the fear. I do not miss the way my body felt like a timer. Behind closed doors, they taught me I belonged to them. Outside those doors, I learned something else. I belong to me. And if you are listening to my voice right now, and something in your chest is tightening, like you recognize this world, I want you to remember one thing. Your life is not a family secret. You are not a tradition. You are not a bargain. You are a person. And there is a door. Even if you cannot see it yet, even if it is only a crack, keep looking, keep speaking. Because behind closed doors, they survive on your silence. And the moment you speak, you start taking your life back. Some doors close quietly, some never really do. If this story felt close to home, there's another one waiting for you here. This is Behind Closed Doors. Stay.